G'day guys, lovely bit of rain here today. Looks like it's going to get pretty heavy the next day or two. The last 3 weeks have been really beautiful for rain, so I've been having lots of it, and things are really responded. At the moment I'm in one of our revegetated gullies. So about 3 years ago we planted this gully out. It was an eroded gully. It wasn't fenced from livestock and it was in a bit of a state. So what we did is we fenced it right off from livestock and with electric fencing, and we planted out with 600 mixed native trees. They've since gone pretty berserk, so I'll try and show you here. This is one right next to me, so I'm here. I'm not real tall, but this tree is really shot up. And then you've got all the river reeds, bit of water in the creek, pink tip bottle brush. There's about probably about, how many different varieties? There's probably about 5 or 6 different varieties, and then another 5 or 6 within those varieties. So big mixture, really close planting. So we use the Greening Australia planting guidelines, and what we found is if we planted them really close together, any of the ones that died, the others kind of filled in the gaps. So we lost about 7%, which we were really happy with, because this is a really tough gully. Soils are really poor. So what we actually did, we actually ended up putting digging holes with mattocks, and then putting a bit of soil in, so better soil from down the farm, and then planting into that and tree guarding. So fairly labour intensive, but we've got the results now. So, and this gully should just keep going into the future and really build biodiversity on the farm and just sort of stop any erosion. And you can just, when you come up here any time of the day, you can hear birds cheeping, and there's kangaroos lounging about up here and all sorts of different critters and insects. So we're really happy with how this has gone. I'll try and give you a better view. The trees are a bit tall to have a look, but I'll see what I can do. Here's another tree lot that tree planting and re-veg project that Dad did probably 20-25 years ago. So what we're just trying to do is get all our gullies revegetated, and I'm just working on what Dad's done in the past. So as you can see, beautiful Sydney blue gums here. The water at the moment is running down the bark there. That's beautiful. So you've got nice little creeks with plenty of native reeds and bladder grass and stuff, and it's a real haven for insects, birds and snakes and stuff like that. All the good stuff from the Australian bush that needs this sort of habitat. So lots up there too. So any of the creeks and gullies on the farm, we're trying to fence off and get them revegetated, and our goal is to have the whole farm done in the next sort of 20 years. So we'll do a bit each year and see how we go. So I want to show you guys last year's planting. So big shout out to Anthony von Chrismar and his work colleagues for kind of joining in and initiating a crowdfunding effort for this tree planting. So something we hadn't done before, and it worked really well. So what happened is Ant and his mates chipped in and bought the trees and tree guards, and some of his mates came along and gave us a hand to plant, and really got stuck in for a day and got them all in. So another couple hundred trees done. They've copped a bit of a hiding, Ant, sorry, in the drought. We did water them again, but just so many hot days. But look, they're still alive. We have lost some. Still alive here. There's been some kangaroo pressure too, because there hasn't been grass elsewhere. So a little bit, some with tops nipped off, but they're looking pretty healthy now that it's starting to rain. Here's a little guy here. So There's still plenty here, but we're gonna have to fill some in this autumn. So yeah, what we did is we end up taking some of these tree guards away that were kind of bent over or crowding the trees. And yeah, hopefully they'll be fine now. We're having really good rain, starting to come down pretty heavy now. So yeah, that was really awesome crowdfunding. Rather than going through the traditional grant stream, we find traditional grant streams a bit laborious, and often you have to apply for the grants at really the wrong time of the year. So when you need to be applying for it is sort of in sort of summer, when you're coming into sort of autumn planting. So you've got a few months to order your trees and stuff like that, but often grant programs don't run like that. So crowdfunding, definitely highly recommended if you've got some mates that want to chip in and offset their carbon that they're using through travel and stuff like that. Worked really well. So thanks again, Ant and team, and hopefully we'll see you again this autumn.